Hello, and welcome to another stream. So, last time, which would have been Tuesday, we got through Big's story and Amy's story with a bit of technical difficulties. I definitely had a lot of internet problems that day. In general, I've actually been having a lot of internet problems lately. So if all goes well, we'll hopefully finish Gamma's story and also the final story, but again, if my internet is being really bad, we might have to postpone this till later. But let's get started and see how this goes.
Preparation complete.
Excellent! All systems, full power! Look at me! I'm your brilliant creator, Dr. Robotnik. You're the second of my E100 model machines! E102, codename Gamma!
Gamma.
That's right! You will now obey only me.
Alright, so we're starting out in Eggman Space in the Mystic Ruins, and we basically just have to go over and talk to Eggman.
The shooting range is through this door. Your big brother, E101 Beta, is there practicing. Enter, Gamma! You're not as advanced as Beta is, but you'll do fine.
Alright, so we're in Final Egg, and this level is rather unique, actually. Gamma's story in general is structured really interestingly. The timer is constantly ticking down, and we basically have to build up like a combo in order to get time back. So we can use the little Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles dolls to build up time along with the regular enemies, and this is actually a really short introductory stage. All we have to do is destroy the Sonic doll, like so.
Mission complete.
Good job, Gamma. I didn't think you had what it takes. Okay then, Gamma. Here's your test. If you want to stay on board, you must be able to pass it. So pay attention to what I say. The almighty Egg Carrier is a flying fortress that needs a good crew. Come forth, Beta! I'd like you to meet your older brother, E101. Just call him Beta. I am pitting the two of you against each other, and the winner serves on my ship. I put my bets on Beta, but I owe you at least a fair chance.
So this fight is kind of a joke. We just have to basically lock on, and that's about it.
Mission complete.
You surprised me, Gamma. I had a funny feeling there was more to you than meets the eye. I hereby grant Gamma permission to serve on board the egg carrier. What? So you want to come along with us, eh? Okay. We could always use a spare set of parts, I guess. You have special permission. Aha! Testing 1, 2, 3. You, the elite egg carrier crew, are here today to hear a very special announcement. Behold! It's a tailed frog! Very unique. This frog is absolutely vital to my plans. I command you to locate this frog immediately! You hear me? I don't care what it takes to get it. Just bring it to me! We haven't got time to waste, so come to attention!
And as we saw in Big Story, one place we can find Froggy is at Emerald Coast. So let's head over here through the hotel. This time the pool is actually blocked off. We have to actually destroy these targets to get through. By the way, Gamma actually can't swim, being a robot. So he has this little propeller mode to stay above the water, which is actually kind of a cool little detail. He also has a car mode when you gain speed. In general, I actually started with Sonic Adventure 2, not Adventure 1, so I always thought this was very similar to the Tails and Eggman gameplay in that game, even though this predates SA2's execution of that same concept. And honestly, like with the treasure hunting, I actually feel like this is a little bit smoother, partly because Gamma has more mobility than Tails and Eggman in SA2. So Emerald Coast isn't too bad. The A ranks for Gamma missions are actually kind of annoying. You basically have to finish a stage with a certain amount of time remaining, usually like 3 minutes of time remaining or something for some of the stages, which is easier said than done. You basically just have to combine going as fast as possible and also try to keep a combo going to try to gain back as much time. Basically, if you combo shots, you'll gain back more time. So yeah, overall these stages actually aren't even that long, or that difficult. It's just kind of tricky getting the A ranks because a lot of the time requirements are actually pretty strict.
Frog capture complete. must determine location. Accessing data. No data found. Location unknown. This presents a problem.
Like with most of the flashbacks in this game, all we have to do is basically go forward and a scene will play.
Mode change.
No! Don't go any closer! I'm sorry. I see you must not be one of them, huh? Did you notice the presence guarding these children? He's a very loving and gentle creature. These little creatures are too vulnerable without its protection. This protection allows them to continue seeing in peace. Even I was surprised the first time I saw him. Now my father is trying to take their sacred home. It seems his heart is closed off to us all. My true hope is that someday we'll understand each other.
This frog's the one we want. No, here's the real one.
My frog is the right one.
Ah, dummies, 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 dummies! None of you got the right one. We must find the frog with Chaos's tail. That same frog has also swallowed a Chaos Emerald. Huh? Ah, there it is, right there. I'm proud of you guys. I knew you'd be of use to me. All you worthless hunks of junk, be gone! You will get a new assignment. This one's easy. Go to the room through that last door. Once there, you'll find a girl and a bird. Just get me that bird. Now, go!
Is this the one? Beta? This is the wrong room.
I like how in that scene, it looks like Gamma's going to go to the correct door, but then the rotating thing on the floor just spins him to the wrong door. It's really weird. Like, he doesn't even go deliberately to that door. It just kind of redirects him here for some reason. I also feel like it's really weird because there's actually no reason for Gamma to be in the Mystic Ruins. So how did Knuckles see Gamma near the Red Mountain entrance to know to follow him to the egg carrier? It doesn't really make sense. Again, that's kind of why I almost theorized that some of the characters end up actually kind of moving around even during the visions to the point of ending up in wildly different locations. It seems like I'm having internet issues again, so that's unfortunate. I'm just going to keep going though. It's mostly going to be story for a bit anyway.
Go away!
Give me the bird.
No way!
Resistance is futile. Give me the bird.
I said no!
Why not?
None of your business, why not? I want to know why you want it.
Data unavailable.
You don't even know? I bet you'd be mean to him, you bully! Why not help us out instead? Don't you know how bad I feel?
Does not compute. Why try to save that which is useless to you? Does not compute.
I feel sorry for you. Eggman failed to give you feelings. Wait a minute, Birdie!
Get going.
Huh? Why are you letting us go?
It is dangerous here. Hurry. We'll be arriving at the Mystic Ruins base soon.
So, you're not like those other robots, huh? You truly are a good person inside, aren't you? I guess we can be friends then. Take care, okay?
Alright, so it seems like the stream is back up, which is good. Again, I figured this would be a fine time to just keep going since that was a repeat cutscene from Amy's story anyway. So now we have to head over to the main part of the ship again.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Gamma, get ready for battle instructions. Get the jet booster from the ammunition room and get up to the deck. The ammunition room is unlocked.
I almost feel like the timing of everything in this scene doesn't add up. You know, by the time Gamma would pass through that room, Amy would still be playing the Hedgehog Hammer minigame. Also, the time it'll take us to get this power-up will be a lot less time than it'll take to actually get through Amy's hot shelter stage. So yeah, it's like in game time, obviously it goes really quickly, but I guess it takes Gamma a really long time to find this item. If it takes like Amy several minutes to get through hot shelter, and Gamma just can find this right away.
Here's the jet booster. Press and hold the jump button and you'll float for a while.
So now we have a hover, which is really good for certain stages where you actually have floating items, like in the previous couple of stages where there are items that were really hard to reach, and thus we weren't able to combo off of those.
I see you've got the jet booster. Report to the rear of the ship. Hurry!
And to get to the rear of the ship, we need to ride this platform once more.
How can I serve you, Dr. Robotnik?
Eradicate all of those menaces! Give them all you got!
Aye, aye, sir. I will comply.
I'm counting on you, Gamma!
So we have... oh. As I was saying, we have our last character fight, and this one is actually really easy, in theory. You basically just have to mash attack and try to lock onto Sonic, and that's it.
Oh no!
Stop, Mr. Robot!
Amy?
Hey, Mr. Robot. I know you're not an evil sort. Wait, remember me?
Amy! I really don't get this.
Sonic, look! The egg carrier's losing altitude.
We've got to split. Take Amy and go.
What will you do?
I'll nail that Eggman. He must be stopped at all costs.
Thanks again for saving me as usual, Sonic. And how are you, my metal friend? It's dangerous here. Why not leave Eggman and come with us?
Why do you help me?
I told you we'd be friends the next time we met. Even Birdie wants the best for you. You must ditch that awful Eggman.
Amy, come on!
Dr. Robotnik. Enemy. Master registration. Deleted. E-Series. Friends. Must save.
So, like with Amy, there is one more power-up we can actually get with Gamma on the egg carrier. But we actually have to go back to get it. We can't get it during our first go-around through the egg carrier. It is interesting to me how certain characters do have power-ups that you kind of have to go out of the way for. Like, it's not necessarily intuitive to try to go to a specific room of the egg carrier that didn't have anything in it the first time. But that's basically what you have to do here. Trying to actually navigate this is not the easiest thing in the world, because Gamma isn't exactly the most dexterous character in terms of exploration. I don't know why, but specifically with Gamma, I'm noticing a lot of animations tend to break in this game. Like, the animation completely did not work as intended. He just kind of sat there and didn't actually go with the elevator and the lift platform, so that looked really weird. So that's the ammunition room. We need the reservoir room, which should be this one. And if we go in here, we should be able to get our final power-up of the game, actually.
Here's your laser blaster. Its blast damages enemies in a wide pattern.
So it basically causes like splash damage when firing a charge shot. It's not super helpful, honestly. I feel like Gamma does have more helpful upgrades than some characters, as both are useful, but almost in a way more passively than some of the other characters. Like, you know, this isn't like a dedicated special attack or anything, but just an enhancement of your standard attack, which is definitely helpful, even though it's not as like cool as some of the other upgrades. At least Gamma actually got taken up by the elevator this time instead of just being like awkwardly left behind as the game fades out. Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of animation problems with this game, more so than I've noticed before. Like, this game is far from perfect, to be honest, but yeah, I've specifically noticed more animation problems with Gamma's story. I kind of wonder if this is one of the later stories that were developed, because of how much glitchier it seems to be. So, I was talking earlier about how Amy has the slowest ladder speed. I actually take that back. Gamma has the slowest ladder speed, I'm pretty sure. It is very slow. In general, Gamma's story isn't very long, though. It's like 5 stages or something, so about on par with Tails and Knuckles. It almost feels like Gamma's story has more importance to the overall story than like Big, as an example. But in kind of more subtle ways, I'd say. Like, his story does tie in really well to some events, but it's a little bit more subtle than, like, you know, Sonic and Tails, obviously, and Knuckles have the most direct story connections, while Gamma's story is actually also interesting because it technically is the second longest main story in terms of where it actually is. The latest story to start, I think, and is also the one of the last stories in terms of where it ends. In any case, we're at Windy Valley once more. This stage is a little bit tricky, but actually getting the A rank is surprisingly easy because of these like worm robots, because each segment counts as a lock on target, and thus you can get a very ridiculous combo and just get a ton of time. I feel like it's not super uncommon to finish this stage with like 5 minutes remaining, which is definitely unusual for Gamma's stages. You actually take a very different route through this than Sonic would. We're actually probably getting close to the boss. Yeah, we basically have to track down all of the E-Series robots in order to liberate them, which will make a little bit more sense once we actually fight one again. Alright, so, like usual with Gamma, these fights are actually pretty straightforward, just kind of mash attack, and you'll lock on, and that's all you have to do.
E-103 Delta, rescue complete.
So yeah, as per tradition for Sonic, each of the E-Series robots has an animal trapped inside of them, so Gamma is trying to free them all. This is like the most weird inconsistency in the entire game, because this little cave entrance has been opened up for a long time for every other character, so it just kind of magically reseals when Gamma shows up and then breaks again. It should probably have just been open, since we can't go to the Mystic Ruins until now anyway. There are a lot of really weird design decisions with like consistencies like that, and it makes me wonder how much was actually envisioned like from the start. Again, this is another good example. Gamma finally goes to Red Mountain, but it's actually way later than when Knuckles would have spotted him. Also, by now, I'm pretty sure the Master Emerald would have been completed, based on when Knuckles returns to the island, with the final pieces from the egg carrier. So yeah, this shouldn't even be here, in theory. But oh well, it works in terms of a gameplay perspective. If I'm not mistaken, this should be the second to last stage with Gamma. It's honestly not that exciting, to be honest. It's probably Gamma's least interesting stage other than Final Egg, which is just a tutorial stage. Yeah, this is probably my least favorite Gamma stage. In terms of like general gameplay, it's just not particularly interesting, to be honest. I almost feel like taking Sonic's like section of the stage almost makes it kind of ill-suited for Gamma because he's so much slower and more platforming focused that, yeah, Gamma's overall gameplay style kind of doesn't entirely mesh with Red Mountain. Though to be fair, this is more platforming heavy than some of Sonic's stages. So yeah, it is interesting. I'm pretty sure Lost World is the only stage that characters only go through twice in total, because yeah, with almost every other stage, at least 3 characters visit, and this is no exception, because Red Mountain is visited by Sonic, Knuckles, and Gamma. And yeah, Lost World I think is only visited by Sonic and Knuckles, so yeah, that is the rare exception of a stage that is only visited by 2 characters. I'm also trying to think of what stage has the most which stage is visited by the most characters, and I'm actually not sure. I think most of them end up being 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure almost all of them are 3 visits, and then, yeah, Lost World with only 2. So this is Epsilon. This is basically the same fight as Delta. So yeah, we're just standing in place, mashing attack, and that's all we have to do.
E-104 Epsilon. Rescue complete. E-103 Delta. E-104 Epsilon. Rescue mission accomplished. E-105 Zeta. E-101 Beta. Location unknown. Perhaps aboard the egg carrier.
So this is slightly redundant, but now we have to go over to the egg carrier again. I could have gotten the power up on the same trip as this, but I kind of forgot, to be honest, about the overall like structure of everything. I kind of forgot that there's another stage and that we actually would have to go to the egg carrier and it wouldn't automatically initiate a fight. So oh well. And having the upgrade earlier honestly is helpful. Especially for stages like Windy Valley where you have a lot of enemies, and having like a blast radius for the attack definitely helps for maintaining a score. So yeah, next up I'm pretty sure is Gamma's final stage.
E-Series data. Beginning search. Accessing data. Hot shelter. E-Series location confirmed. Unlocking hot shelter sector now.
I actually find it interesting that they just straight up tell you to go to the hot shelter. Not even like a to call hint or anything. Just Gamma's like, I need to go to the hot shelter. It's like, that's surprisingly straightforward. Considering there's only there's only 2 stages here anyway, your choices are Skydeck and Hot Shelter, so it makes sense that it has to be one of those two. But yeah, they actually directly narrow it down. One other cool detail I actually kind of like is that Gamma actually has direct access to the doors. He doesn't have to actually step on the switches because he already unlocked this door. So our final stage with Gamma and our final regular stage actually. Hot Shelter sucks with Gamma. If I'm being honest, and it's not a bad stage inherently. I say as I actually remember specifically disliking the stage when I was younger. My main issue with it is trying to actually get ranks, because actually trying to A-rank this stage is shockingly difficult because of how strict the time limit is. Yeah, I want to say you need like 2 or 3 minutes left on the timer, which is kind of a lot for how difficult the stage is. I think we could turn the gears around, but you can just straight up fly across. So yeah, neither of the 2 characters through this section actually have to use that to get across. Yeah, Amy can hammer jump, Gamma can just float or glide across with the jet booster. But yeah, it is interesting how this was basically the template for Tails and Knuckles, or Tails and Eggman in Sonic Adventure 2. But yeah, the slower mech speed almost makes it feel less interesting to me, even though I feel like the level design itself is more interesting, because frankly, Gamma's levels are pretty basic, if I'm being honest. Like, they're very straightforward. I feel like one upgrade that both games should have had is a longer lock-on timer, because it's honestly kind of short. Like, it fades away pretty fast. Also, we're actually coming up on a very unique section. I actually really like how with Amy and Gamma's hot shelter routes, how they basically go the same like way at the start, but once you get to like the bridge over the chasm, like the platform rotates to a different door. I wonder if both are loaded in, like both sections are actually loaded in, and if you could actually find a way to clip into the other character's hot shelter segment. So yeah, we have a very unique section here. We have a train. This is probably Gamma's longest stage, which also makes it kind of difficult for the time attack variant for the A rank, trying to actually get through this relatively quickly, while also stopping to build up enough time. And having the moving platforms can be a little trippy, to be honest, because they kind of randomly speed up once you reach certain parts of the stage, but it can feel a little bit jarring, to be honest. We're actually almost to the end of this, I'm pretty sure. A few more train cars, and we should be able to stop the train. But yeah, like, it just kind of feels like it speeds up and slows down a bunch, which can be a little bit disorienting. Wow, you get a lot of swimming-type animals in this stage. If you're trying to go for the B rank, this stage also sucks because things like that can happen, where you end up getting clipped in a cutscene, or a moment where you're not actually in control, and then you lose all your rings. So yeah, this stage is not the best for completion, but I guess it is a fitting final stage for Gamma, a fittingly difficult stage. Also, I've noticed that the stream went down again. Like usual, it has been coming back after a while, so I'm just probably gonna keep going. We're almost to the boss, by the way. So this is Zeta, the most unique of the E-Series robots. It actually has like a bunch of Dreamcasts at the base of the robot, which is kind of a neat little Easter egg. But we have to basically destroy all of the cannons. So yeah, this is a slightly more complicated fight, but it's still honestly not that bad. One more to go.
E-105 Zeta. Rescue complete.
Alright, so we have to head over to the deck once more for our final boss with Gamma.
E-105 Zeta rescue complete. Units remaining. Gamma. Beta.
Hello, welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well. We're just almost at the end of Gamma's story, and after this we'll go into the last story. So yeah, we'll definitely be able to finish this game today, assuming my internet holds up, which remains to be seen, but right over here is our final fight against Beta. So, like with the rest of Gamma's stages, Beta's final boss fight is actually really weird, because we are on a timer, and there are no other enemies, so we actually just have to play well, basically, and not waste too much time. After Beta charges, you can land a shot 4 hits will defeat Beta, so this isn't too bad. Even with the time limit, it's not terrible. I should get back into Splatoon. I actually want to do like a review of Splatoon 1 and 2, so I might actually want to consider streaming both in order to get multiplayer footage. That's definitely something I should consider. Because I do like Splatoon and kind of want to get into it again before 3 comes out. But I think streaming might be a good opportunity. Yeah, I'll let you know what I decide about that. I might do both, honestly, because again, I need footage if I want to do reviews before 3 comes out. We're on the final hit, by the way. This isn't too terrible in terms of like a run. We did mess up. I did mess up one cycle, so we had to wait one extra cycle, but overall this wasn't too bad. One more charge should be enough. It's just a matter of actually waiting for Beta to charge.
Mission complete.
So the big plot twist of Gamma's story is that he and Beta are the little bird's parents. So yeah, this ties into Amy's story. Never really thought about this before, but when earlier in the story when Amy's like, "I'll like see you later, Mr. Robot," kind of a thing, I guess they do actually meet up again technically. Overall, I do like Gamma's story a lot. Of the like back half of the game, I do feel like Gamma's story actually is pretty solid. Gameplay wise, I feel like there's still a lot of momentum and speed to like getting through the stages, so it doesn't feel as like methodical as like big story, which tends to feel a lot slower paced by comparison. There's still kind of, even though it plays very differently, again, maybe it's because I grew up with Sonic Adventure 2, so I'm used to like mech stages from that game, so it was easier to like accept that as a style of Sonic gameplay compared to like Big, which was just fishing. In general, yeah, this is probably one of the better stories in the later half of the game. I do still like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy's gameplay I'm fine with. It's mostly just Gamma and Big. So of the two, Gamma is actually better. Which is not actually saying a lot now that I think about it. I keep saying this, but I apologize for all of the stream problems lately. It went down again, it looked like, just a moment ago. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with my internet. It was completely gone yesterday for like 2 hours, so something's been going on with my internet. What a great time to try to get back into streaming right when there's clearly some major issue with my internet provider. So yeah, we're not done. We haven't even been streaming for an hour, so we definitely have time to get through the last story. We might even have time to do some Chao racing, to be honest. I actually thought about it, like if we get through the stories fast enough, just do the Chao races. Which probably, in theory, won't take long. I actually think, I'm pretty sure Chao carry over between files. So we will be able to use my really souped up Chao from my 100% file, which will make this actually a lot faster to get through, because we don't have to spend, like, 20 hours trying to raise a Chao from scratch. We already have a Chao that's good to go. We should be able to get through the races, but even then, there sometimes will be like a super Chao that will just destroy you relentlessly, even if you have a really high level Chao. So if we get good luck and don't run into like the really special race Chao, we'll be able to get through it. Even then, I don't think I'll like focus too much on trying to like get all the races won, or trying to win all the races, since I don't need to get the emblems because I've already completed them on my own time. It's just mostly just to show them off, because I feel like it's kind of one aspect of the game that doesn't really get shown off much, just because of how ridiculously time-consuming trying to actually raise a Chao is in this game. It is a lot of work. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do like it a lot better in Sonic Adventure 2. I also have like maxed out Chao, not maxed out, but like really high level Chao in that game as well. So if I ever stream Sonic Adventure 2, I will definitely show off all the Chao races, because I have a dedicated Hero and Dark Chao for the various races in that game. So yeah, at some point I do want to go through more 3D Sonic games. At this point, I obviously going to take a break after this game. I should probably save some of these thoughts for the actual credits of the game. This is actually the only non-vocal theme, by the way. It's very unique in that regard.
Select your character.
Alright, so it's time for the final story featuring Supersonic.
Ooh, I hate that Sonic. He always seems to get in my way. I bet you can't foil my master plan. Chaos!
The Master Emerald is where it belongs. But Angel Island is still falling. This doesn't make any sense. Maybe those Chaos Emeralds that I brought back with me have something to do with what's happening. I'll take them to Sonic for his advice. Eggman!
This is terrible! Chaos
Is what?
Guess Eggman learned his lesson. Yep. And maybe I'll take another vacation somewhere.
Sonic!
Hey there, Tails! Did you find the tornado too?
Never mind that. Get up and follow me. Angel Island is falling again.
Hey, no way! Who blew it this time?
Oh, I don't know, but we better hurry!
I like how Sonic's first reaction is, "Who blew it this time?" Implying that Knuckles messed up again, which shows how much faith Sonic has in his friends, I guess. Alright, so this story is fairly straightforward for the most part. It's very linear, like, and story-based, not a lot of, like, gameplay. So first of all, we actually have to head over to the Shrine of the Master Emerald to see what's going on with Knuckles and Eggman. They should actually be on the right side of the island. We should see them pop into view before too long.
Sonic, sorry.
Knuckles! And Eggman! What happened here?
He stole my Chaos Emeralds. And Chaos is still alive.
What?
Ah! He's not gonna get away with this!
Hey, Eggman, wait up! Sonic, Chaos is a fearsome beast. If he gets that last Chaos Emerald, we're done for.
No need to explain. We'll get on it. Tails?
Right!
What? Oh, jeez! This place. It looks familiar. It's not a dream after all.
Get out of my way!
No way!
Did you hear what I said?
I won't obey!
We need those 7 emeralds to give us total power! It's power for the people! And they are your people too, you know! We must get that emerald!
Greed is our enemy. Once it starts, you will always want more. Please don't do this. I beg you.
Bah! I don't listen to the words of a child! Ready, men? Charge!
Father!
It's a monster! No!
Hey, are you all right?
I think so. Oh my gosh! No, no, no!
Wait up!
The 7 emeralds are the servers. Chaos is power, enriched by the heart. The controller serves to unify the chaos. The 7 emeralds can change our thoughts into power. If this emerald controls that power, please, you must stop him.
Sonic, wake up!
I was on a snooze cruise, I guess.
Good thing you're okay. You just sort of conked out there. Knuckles left already. Come! We gotta go after the last emerald.
Lead the way.
It should still be on board the Tornado too.
Realistically, how the heck would Sonic and Tails even know where to look? Obviously we as the player know, because it was, on the plane that Big and Froggy took to escape the egg carrier blowing up. So we know it's probably somewhere in the jungle. But in terms of like an actual in-universe explanation, yeah, how do Sonic and Tails know? Like, would they just have to like instinctively search everywhere until they find it? So yeah, this is definitely one area where it feels like, yeah, the characters probably shouldn't actually know where this is, even though we know very clearly where this is.
Look, it's the Tornado too.
Yeah, so let's get the Chaos Emerald and leave. What? No! He's got the last emerald!
Now what do we do?
If I wasn't just dreaming, that monster is a real menace. Eggman! Looks like he's after Chaos too.
This warrior tool was made because something like this could happen. You have defied your master, stupid beast. Now you must be destroyed at all costs.
I've had enough. Who do you think you are, anyway? Oh, it's you! The one who sealed chaos in the Master Emerald. Tikal.
My heart has always been in the Master Emerald along with Chaos's. Now he's filled with anger and sadness. And if it goes on, he'll eventually destroy the world like he did before. Look! He's absorbed the Emerald's power. He must be sealed in the Master Emerald now!
How can that help? It won't change how he feels inside, will it? His heart will still remain in turmoil, and his anger just won't vanish. He'll just be trapped forever.
What choice do we have?
Hey, Sonic!
Amy!
Here, take this!
Hey guys, what's up?
Chaos only used the negative power of the emeralds. Sonic, you should be able to harness their real power.
As much as I hate to admit it, I think Tails is right about this.
Go, Sonic! Yeah, Sonic!
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 Negative forces aren't the only way to empower the Chaos Emeralds. Our positive feelings toward each other can make them work. Our hearts together form awesome power.
Alright, so this is the final boss against Perfect Chaos. Basically, we need to maintain our speed. When Sonic turns blue, that's a good sign, and try to dodge his attacks in order to deal damage. As far as Sonic final stories go, this one is surprisingly straightforward, and the boss is no exception, honestly. Things can go wrong, though, because of how glitchy this game can be, so we'll have to see how this goes. Also, there's actually a second phase to this fight, so even though the health bar looks like we'll actually be through this fight really quickly, yeah, we're not actually close to being done yet. Alright, so this is phase 2. It's just phase 1, but Chaos is slightly more aggressive with his attacks. We also have more dramatic music. A lot of people actually prefer the other song, Open Your Heart, which is the main theme. I actually do think this song is a tad underrated, partly just because it has to follow up Open Your Heart, so it's just considerably less hype, and tends to kind of get forgotten about as a result. Oh yeah, and as per tradition, this fight is actually on the time limit because Super Sonic can only maintain this form as long as he still has rings, and gradually loses rings. That is not good. So if you actually mess up, you can reset Chaos's position and try again. Everything happened so fast, I'm not even sure I quite caught what happened. I think I got stuck on something and just lost all speed, unfortunately, so this is looking good though.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
Chaos has changed again, this time for the better.
Yeah! Super Sonic must have neutralized it, so it's nice again.
These are the Chao you were protecting. They stayed alive for generations and now live peacefully with humans. The fighting's over, harmony's restored, and life goes on. Thank you so much.
All's well that ends well, right? Sonic?
And we get to hear Open Your Heart uninterrupted by final boss music. So yeah, that's the game. Overall, I've talked about this a little bit, but I've always had really weird, I've had a weird history with this game in terms of, like, personal attachment. I definitely went from playing Adventure 2 to playing this game, thinking it was really broken and kind of hating it, and then revisiting it, like, years later and actually warming up to the game, and now I actually think it's pretty alright. Is it my favorite Sonic game? No, it is not. 3D Sonic game would probably be Adventure 2 Generations and Colors, 2D would be Mania, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So yeah, this game probably wouldn't even crack like top 5 favorite Sonic games, but I actually do think I like the game a lot more now, partly because as a gamer, I feel like I am a lot more patient than I was when I was like 10. So I don't get as frustrated by the random glitchiness and all the weird oddities, and I kind of just roll with everything, like the weird lip syncing, all the character models clipping into each other and things like that. All the little imperfections that used to bother me a lot more, I feel like I've just kind of learned to accept. And as a game, I do think it is actually pretty alright. A solid, like, 7 out of 10 game that probably would have been more like a, 8 or 9 out of 10 game when it launched, because of context. Obviously, historical context would help a game like this, where, it's just, mostly it's aged poorly, which is, I feel like, a common issue with Sonic games, and frankly, games of this generation. I personally think that this generation, even though this technically would have been the following generation, because this was, like, technically after, like, the N64 generation, before the PS2 generation, it was kind of like the Wii U, where it was in the middle of a generation. So a lot of games from like this time period, like 95 to like 2000, like the early 3D period, was bad. Like, I feel like N64, PS1, Sega Saturn, what else? Dreamcast a little bit. Dreamcast actually is a little bit better off, but still has some issues. But in general, I feel like this generation of games is aged considerably worse than most of the generations since. A lot of the generations before too, because like the 2D heavy generations actually have aged better, I'd say, as well. So yeah, I almost feel like Sonic gets too much criticism though. Like, yeah, this game has aged poorly, but frankly a lot of games from this era have aged poorly, like even Ocarina of Time or Super Mario 64 have aged poorly. If you were to ask me what game has actually aged the best from this era, I'd probably say like Banjo-Kazooie, to be honest, because that game still holds up pretty well for the most part. But it also had the benefit of coming out after a lot of the other games that were like not so great nowadays, because it had all the experiences of all what came before, basically. So yeah, it had a bit of an edge in that regard in terms of making a game that was more like evergreen and could hold up against the test of time. So yeah, in general though, I still like this game. It was fun to revisit it because, again, I haven't played this game in years. The last time I played it was my All Emblems run, which was like 2016, 2017, I want to say. It's been a while. But with that, we are done with the main story, but I think I do want to keep streaming a little bit longer, and we'll go over some other aspects of this game. I also do like how the story really ratchets up really quickly and then resolves itself very fast with Super Sonic.
Select a character.
Alright, so we're going to jump into adventure mode once more. I guess I can basically pick any character at this point. I'll probably pick Tails just because of this cast. Tails is my favorite. So yeah, let's check out some Chao races.
Here I come, Sonic!
Alright, so there are 3 Chao Gardens. One on the Egg Carrier, one in the Mystic Ruins, and one in Station Square. Actually haven't unlocked them in this file, so we'll be sticking with the Station Square one because I think that's where my main file Chao currently is. Alright, so this is the Station Square Chao Garden. Can we actually use the teleporters? I guess maybe because I've unlocked them in my main file, it actually saves that. Actually didn't know that. So yeah, we could actually go to the others. But this is my main file Chao. Uncreatively named Chao because clearly I could not think of anything to name this Chao. Level 63 swim, level 46 fly, 65 run, 72 power, and 25 stamina. So yeah, this Chao's pretty solid. Fly is definitely the weakest of the main stats, and then stamina's not great either. So let's try out a Chao race or two. So this part of the stream is going to be very casual, for obvious reasons, since we're just going to go through Chao Garden stuff. These are all of the other Chao from the different gardens that I just kind of stuck in the Mystic Ruins Chao Garden so I wouldn't accidentally give power-ups to any of the other Chao, because I kind of wanted to just focus on one. Alright, so we're gonna go through the beginner races. These hopefully won't be too bad, but who knows? Maybe something could go horribly wrong that I would not expect. So yeah, this works very differently than Sonic Adventure 2, and I don't like it. Basically, you have to cheer on your Chao, but you can only cheer when they have sparkles, which is random, and you can accidentally cheer for other Chao as well, which is really unfortunate. I'm not a fan of that mechanic. But yeah, you can't cheer normally, which is kind of weird, honestly. So, this being a beginner race is actually going pretty well. Yeah, so I don't want to cheer for that Chao, because that's one of the opposing Chao. Yeah, we won that pretty easily. We actually didn't get the best time, which is surprising to me. Alright, so yeah, we're just gonna go through all of these just to kind of hang out a little bit more. Again, I actually got through the story mode a lot faster than I expected, so yeah, we might as well hang out a little bit longer. Actually, are the Pearl courses for the beginner and expert races the same? I actually don't have an answer to that off the top of my head, so I'm gonna double check really quickly to see if these are actually the same races or not, because otherwise we'll just show off the Jewel Race variants. Yeah, I think these are the same, so we might as well just go with these. That would explain why the time was comparable. I almost felt like that was going to be the time for like my original run of that, because I thought there were different stages. So yeah, let's try the Amethyst course and onwards through the Jewel races, in which case the opposing Chao will probably put up a little bit more of a fight, which definitely could backfire. I think that Chao that's next to us, the one that was reclining, is like one of the really overpowered ones, if I'm not mistaken. It's not even moving, which is slightly concerning. That's just gonna start zooming at some point. like just zip ahead kind of a thing. But yeah, there were like 2 Chao that were like really overpowered, and that I want to say that's one of them. I want to say it's also in Sonic Adventure 2 as like one of the event courses. Also, if your Chao has good enough flying, it can actually take a shortcut through the water instead of taking the land route. Yeah, it's definitely moving, and it giving everyone a head start definitely has a very ominous aura to it. Let's see how our Chao is doing though.
Come on!
So yeah, because the camera was clipping into the wall, I almost didn't cheer in time, which would have been bad. Is the number 2 Chao catching up? Yeah, it is kinda catching up, I think. Yeah, it's really zooming. I do dislike this whole mechanic, though. Also, your Chao can just fall asleep for a long period of time during the races, which isn't great. So we actually got 4th because of that. So yeah, that definitely could have gone a little bit better, actually. Way better. I think we'll just move on. If we get through all the races a lot faster than I think, we might go back and try that one again, see if we have any better luck. But yeah, for the meantime, I think I'll just move on to the Sapphire course. Alright, I wonder if that Chao is going to do that strategy again, of just sitting there and then moving, like, late. That seems to just be a strategy. That's interesting. Yeah, these races are also kind of luck-based because of the cheer mechanics, as you can't consistently cheer on your Chao, and also with your Chao just randomly falling asleep, that also will slow you down quite a bit. You also have to be very careful not to cheer for an opponent's Chao, because that'll just make things way harder for you. But yeah, our Chao isn't doing great. I feel like maybe I got through these races partly just by luck, in all fairness, because of how much luck is involved. Like, basically just trying these races over and over again until I finally won. But yeah, I definitely prefer Sonic Adventure 2's Chao mechanics. It's a lot more robust, where you have a ton of different options for, like, upgrading stats and basically customizing the Chao. Like, they can evolve a lot more to, like, Hero and Dark Chao and all the variations of Chao with special attributes that you don't really have in this game. Yeah, our Chao is doing really poorly, actually, in the Joel races. We're in 6th place right now, and it's not going to get any better, frankly, because the water parts of these races tend to get kind of bottlenecked. So you really have a hard time gaining any ground on these, in all fairness. So looks like we're getting 4th or 5th. Maybe 4th again. Wow, 3rd actually did slightly better, because we got to cheer at the very last moment. If we didn't get that cheer, we probably would not have gotten it. But, like, my times are very comparable to the best lap, which shows it's just the AI is just being really aggressive today, I guess. Part of me almost wants to go over to the beginner races just to have better luck, but again, at least these are closer races, so that makes it a little bit more exciting, actually. Now Sapphire, because that was the water-based one, so next up is Ruby, which is actually much shorter, and I think is the strength course. All of the different ones tie into different, like, elements, basically. Not elements, but, like, attributes. So yeah, this one's kind of short, which I'm a little bit nervous about. Generally, the shorter races, or maybe this is also swimming? I don't know, I don't really remember a lot of these. Again, it's been like 5 years since I've done these, so I don't have the best memories of how all these play out. I feel like the Chao animations are a lot more, like, they aren't as smooth in this game, and I feel like that's partly just because of how much was brought in from, like, the original Adventure Dreamcast version and then brought over to the HD and GameCube versions. Some of the issues are still kind of present. Well, we did a little bit better. We got 2nd that time. So yeah, maybe we'll actually win the last one, because we've gradually moved up a position every race so far. Alright, so finally for the Chao races, we have Oh, that's also a problem. It's a run type Chao. No wonder it's struggling on like the water-based courses. So yeah, lastly is the Emerald course, which is like the all-around one. This will be very interesting. It's also like the longest one. I want to say it combines elements of the previous races. I'm actually double checking what they all say. Yeah, this is the strength one and swimming one for the rock wall to climb up. This is probably fly. Yeah, that's fly, and this is all around. So let's see if we can take the final race. I'll be honest, I don't entirely think this is going to go well again. I feel like I definitely underleveled this Chao, unfortunately, and just kind of, yeah, won by complete happenstance when I got all the emblems. Alright, so we're starting out with a strength test to basically get a piece of fruit from a tree. That is some fast eating, actually. It's a lot faster than in Sonic Adventure 2. It's a lot slower and kind of slows down the races. I almost feel like that's kind of the problem I have with this. The Chao animations in this game almost feel so fast. They feel kind of like
Hurry up!
slippery almost, not as like grounded. Yeah, kind of loose animations that kind of make the Chao feel a lot less I don't want to say believable because I feel like they're still very much fictional characters, but in general, it almost feels a lot less grounded, I guess would be the way to put it. Why is that Chao just standing there? But yeah, I actually wonder about this Chao because again, it starts late, and then in all the races we've seen so far, it hasn't actually caught up, which is not what I would have expected. So yeah, we're actually doing better in the all-around category, which actually makes a lot of sense to me, because of this being a run-type Chao. It obviously does better. It does better in the running sections like this, and tends to fall behind in like swimming and climbing sections, which the courses that are completely dedicated to those is definitely where we lost a lot of ground. Also, there were no Chaos Drives in this game, so you have to give Chao animals. So you end up getting really unique looking Chaos like this, instead of like in Sonic Adventure 2 where you can just rely on Chao Drives, which allows them to maintain their default appearances. I'm not sure which I prefer, to be honest. I kind of like how customizable Chao are visually in this game, but they can look a little bit too chaotic. So I do kind of like the more default look of the Chao in Adventure 2, but again, it could just be I'm used to Adventure 2 because that's the one I started with. Yeah, the Chao, wow, that Chao is like a really good swimmer, I guess. It just really zoomed ahead, wow. So yeah, that Chao really is a threat. It just was taking its time, and also that waiting around strategy doesn't work well on short courses, because by the time it actually kicks into gear, the race is already practically over. So it makes sense that this is the one race where this Chao actually is a legitimate threat. But we got second, that wasn't too bad. So those were the Chao races, even though we didn't win any beyond the beginner one. We did get really close, and again, I want to say there are scenarios where certain Chao are randomized, so you won't always get like the Super Chao every time, which definitely helped me when I got all the emblems on my own time, because I didn't have to worry about getting completely curb stomped at the last moments like what happened just now. And while we're here, I guess we might as well show off the black market, which is totally a thing that exists in this game, and Adventure 2. I wonder if this was in Adventure 1 originally on Dreamcast. I actually don't know. In general, I'm under the impression that the Chao elements are kind of half-baked in Adventure 1, and then they really fleshed it out for Adventure 2. Also, by the way, this being the Xbox version, sadly we don't have access to the tiny Chao Garden through Sonic Advance. I've actually not really ever experienced that fully, because I never actually had Sonic Advance. I had Sonic Advance 3, which got rid of the tiny Chao Garden, so I never really got to experience that, sadly. So yeah, let's head over to the other Chao Garden and see what they're like. So yeah, this is the Mystic Ruins Chao Garden. You can use the teleporters to take Chao from one garden to the other. But yeah, this is basically where I put a bunch of Chao that I didn't want getting in the way and trying to like to avoid accidentally giving items to. So this one is connected to the little minecart area, around where Knuckles gets the monkey destruction switch and the shovel claws. So yeah, it's right in this like cave entrance. For a change of scenery to show off the final Chao Garden, I actually think I'm going to take the raft from the Mystic Ruins to the Egg Carrier to show off the puzzle to enter. Alright, so we have to head over to the below deck portion of the ship, and yeah, we can solve a puzzle to access the final Chao Garden. Also, it occurs to me while I'm actually here, one thing I should do if I can I actually enter there? I can't. Wow, so that's interesting. I actually didn't know this. So only Amy, Big, or Gamma could actually get the Chao egg from that cell in the egg carrier prison. The other characters can't access that area. So we basically have to spell Eggman to access this Chao Garden. I want to say the letters actually change spots if you actually mess up the puzzle. It's not exactly a terribly difficult puzzle, but it's still interesting that like tries to switch things up if you make a mistake. And yeah, this is the final Chao Garden. In general, I do like the Chao mechanics, but not in this game. Definitely, if you want to invest time into the Chao Garden mechanics, I would definitely suggest Adventure 2 instead, just because they really weren't properly fleshed out in this particular game. This is weird, honestly, like how it just looks like a beachfront. It's almost like Eggman just built this little, like, haven inside the Chao Garden. Though, to be fair, it is a teleporter to get here. Like, who knows where this actually connects to? Like, technically it connects to the egg carrier, but who knows where this actual island is. So yeah, those are the 3 Chao Gardens. There are also the 2 other special Chao eggs, so while we're just kind of hanging out, I might as well show what those are. Let's start with the Station Square one. So first of all, we have to actually exit out here. And from here, what we have to do is head over to the shop where you exit from the sewers after getting the light speed shoes. Actually, first of all, what you have to do is go here and pick up this stone. Then go into the shop, and then basically you can take the golden Chao egg here, if it'll let me. There we go, and then you can use the stone. Or you could clip the stone out of the building and trap yourself inside. That is also an option, apparently. Where? Oh, there it is. I was afraid it, like, fell into the ground, and I would have to, like, reset the location. So yeah, that was not entirely what I was expecting to happen, but at least it didn't, like, permanently break. Again, you can get out by using the Chao Egg, it's just a matter of, you know, it would kind of been a shame if we had lost the stone and lost the ability to get the Chao Egg to the garden. I wonder if each save file will have a Chao Garden, or one of the special Chao Eggs. Or if you could just kind of infinitely farm, like, the Golden Chao by just going through multiple files. Alright, so let's hatch this Chao Egg. It actually looks more golden now. In the previous lighting, it didn't really look gold. It was kind of more of a green tint, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it is a golden Chao. You have to kind of shake it a few times. Alternatively, you can just throw it against the wall to break the egg immediately, but that will make the Chao not like you very much. Alright, so we have a golden Chao. I really should have powered up a golden Chao when trying to get the emblems. It would have been kind of cool having like a maxed out golden Chao, but I didn't really think about that. I'm not entirely sure why I also went with a pink Chao also, because this would not have been one of the defaults. I probably just bought a Chao Egg from the store and wanted to do something more unique and use a non-traditional like Chao or something. I have genuinely no idea what my thought process was when picking out a pink Chao to make the main Chao for getting emblems. Alright, so let's head over here again. And the final secret Chao, other than the one in the egg carrier, can be found over in the pond. Man, this pond is a lot smaller when you're not fighting Chaos. But basically, you have to go over here, run up against that to push that in, and that releases the Chao Egg from this little waterfall mechanism. It's kind of interesting, there's actually a platform here. It doesn't really serve a purpose, to be honest. I'm trying to think if even in mission mode, if that's particularly helpful. So yeah, in terms of raising a Chao from scratch, one bit of advice I would give is to bundle up activities. So for example, if you do a bunch of stuff in the trial mode, you won't be able to take the animals to the Chao Garden. If you do everything in the adventure mode, then you at least get the animals to use, so when you're trying to go for all the ranks, you end up kind of getting through both activities at once. I think you can actually get the emblems in adventure mode at least, like by going to the different level entrances. I want to say that's something you can do. To tell the truth, I don't remember if I did that or not. I think I actually just used the trial menu. But yeah, I think it would actually save time if you could get the emblems in adventure mode, if you tried to like actively try to get as many animals as possible in order to power up your Chao. Alright, so let's hatch this silver Chao. I don't know if it's obvious, with all of the internet problems, but I actually kind of am starting to think my Xbox might be dying. I've been noticing throughout the Sonic Adventure playthrough a lot of weird, like, stutter, that I'm not sure is normally in the game. So my Xbox might be on its last legs. it's not too big of a deal in all honesty, because I mean, like, someday if I ever get an Xbox Series X, at least everything well, almost everything of value will be forward compatible. Also, this Xbox was a gift, so and I haven't gotten a ton of use out of it, so I do feel like it was worth having for all the games I've played through it. But I definitely feel like it, after what, 10 years or so, it's definitely kind of on the decline in terms of like performance. But yeah, I have enjoyed this console quite a bit. I've played quite a few, like, a lot of like platform, like, not platform exclusives, but games that were like, you know, like this, that are on PC, but trying to actually run these on PC while trying to stream wouldn't be super feasible. Like, frankly, I haven't actually played that many exclusives on Xbox. It's mostly multi-platform stuff that isn't like current gen, basically. But yeah, I definitely feel like maybe the Xbox might be failing, which might actually encourage me to try to get through one game that is Xbox 360 and PS3 exclusive that I kind of want to stream soon. And that's a game where if there are performance issues, you might not even notice because the game itself has performance issues. So yeah, sooner than later probably, if that's the case, I might test some other games that I know are really stable, because this game isn't exactly the epitome of stability. If I find that my Xbox genuinely is starting to give out, I might bump up my plans to play Sonic Adventure 2 on stream, and also get through Sonic 06, because that is not forward compatible or re-released on anything, so I would actually want to, and also my computer isn't powerful enough to like emulate a 360 or a PS3 game, so I would have to do this on actual hardware. So yeah, that'll probably determine some of my upcoming plans. Now that we've actually gotten through Sonic Adventure, I mean, there are a couple of more things I did want to mention. At some point, maybe I might try mission mode. There are basically 60 missions in DX that are very interesting, and a lot of them are really poorly designed, if I'm being perfectly honest. But a lot of them are actually genuinely enjoyable, so I might go through that at some point. That'll probably take a few streams, in all honesty. There are some very mean missions for certain characters, but since we've got through most everything in this game, and yeah, going through all the emblems would just be playing the stages over and over again, so I kind of don't want to do that right away, at least.
How's it going, guys?
So yeah, I definitely want to take a break from Sonic games for a little bit on stream. I don't entirely know what else I'm going to stream though. I have options, it's just a matter of picking like what I want to devote time to, and in all fairness, I might not pick like a full stream game for a while. Like, next up might just be a one-off, you know, more Animal Crossing, or like Splatoon, because we were talking about Splatoon earlier, trying to get back into that before 3 comes out. Yeah, like multiplayer stuff, maybe just like one-off type games, you know, stuff of that nature, before jumping into like a big, like, full series. Even then, I'll probably stick to semi-short games like this. Like, I don't want to jump into like Skyrim or Xenoblade right now, even though those games are actually on the list of games I would like to stream someday. But I don't entirely think I'd be willing to jump into them right away, since I've just kind of started to get back into streaming over the past, like, couple weeks anyway. I don't want to, commit to that big of a project quite yet. Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours, so I actually think I'm going to end the stream pretty soon. For those who caught the streams live, and for those who watched the post-stream uploads on YouTube, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I had a lot of fun. This was a nice way to kind of ease into streaming again, since it had been a while since I had done streaming. I definitely feel like I still need to work on a lot in terms of, like, I don't know how to word this, but like streaming like presence almost. But yeah, playing a very familiar game like this was kind of a nice little way to return to streaming. And I'm looking forward to hopefully streaming more in the future. Next stream will probably, like normally I would like to stream on Sundays. There will not be a stream this Sunday, the 27th, I think is Sunday? Yeah, the 27th. I will not be streaming because I will be busy. So I will try to do a stream probably Tuesday or Thursday, or both, potentially. And then, yeah, I don't know what I'll be streaming though, so keep an eye on like social media for notifications of when I go live. You can follow the stream to hopefully be notified of when I go live. I've been told that it's a little bit finicky, to put it mildly. So yeah, I'll try to remember to post it everywhere when I go live. And yeah, I think that's about all I had to say. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Sonic Adventure stream playthrough, and I am excited to do more streams in general, which hopefully will be very soon. So thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a good rest of your day, and since it'll be a while until I stream again, I hope you have a good rest of your week as well. It's been a little bit hectic, to put it exceedingly mildly, but I hope everything works out in the end. But yeah, now I feel like I'm just rambling, so yeah. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening.